So this message is coming through this afternoon. It's just after 3 o'clock in Edinburgh, and it's Sunday, the 18th of July. The message is about discernment. As we move through these energies we're experiencing, we find a way to navigate through that feels comfortable for us. And discernment is a big part of it. We need to know that what we're experiencing is part of that discernment. So when we're living with discernment, it means that we're able to choose for our highest and best what is good for us. And we're able to see through any illusion that's showing itself. It's actually a path. It's a journey. It's this journey of discernment. And we may be going through it our whole life, where we're trying to establish ourselves, but we're looking at or receiving energy that feels as if it's out of alignment with our needs. And when we are able to really see through the illusion that is manifesting, because the higher we go, the more that we manifest that which is out of alignment. So it may be something that is opposite to what we feel we need, or it might be something that is uncomfortable for us. And we can feel it in the body. This doesn't feel good, but we can't decide or make a decision on anything until we're fully in alignment. So we know that it's a waiting game in many ways when we're living through a place that feels deeply, deeply sensitive. And then anything that is reflected back that is based on fear, or I call it nonsense, the nonsense factor. I can look at it, and I can be looking at someone, and I'm listening to what they're saying, and I know that it's not real. And I feel that throughout history and throughout the family, going back generations, that there would have been many lives that had lived this level of discernment, where they knew that they were living in an uncomfortable situation, but they couldn't seem to navigate their way through it. They were unable to change the situation, even though their higher self would be saying, oh, this is just nonsense. But on a physical level, it could be extremely disagreeable and very difficult, including relationships that have been based on that. I spoke about that in an earlier video. Being in a relationship with a really kind of high-powered energy can create this discernment that I'm talking about. This need to be in discernment, to be looking, listening, and knowing that anything other than love is not real. So we really anchor ourselves in the heart. It's a very powerful tool, and spiritually we can meditate on the heart, and we can really anchor ourselves in there and listen. And when we have a state of compassion for other people, which I feel comes from many, many women. It does come from men as well, but it's usually the feminine aspect where the heart becomes very full and very feminine, and the feminine and the woman's body is very connected with this compassion and this softness and sweetness inside. The wisdom that comes through the heart, how we move beyond the illusion, knowing that it's uncomfortable. And it might be uncomfortable from our perspective, it might be uncomfortable for other people. We can't make a decision or a judgment on what another person's experiencing. I'm saying this because it's a dimensional shift that we're experiencing. We really have to know how to let go. In a way that is fluid, where it flows. So it can be, well, it can be confusing, and it could be difficult to find a way to flow through a situation which you know is out of alignment for you, that's not for your highest good, and have to let go of maybe someone that you love, or someone that you've got a strong connection with. People come into our lives for periods of time and then they leave. And for some of us, it's constant. I've had a life of people coming and going all the time. I've never been someone that's really had what I would call a friend, maybe for a short time. But usually that would be someone that I felt an instant connection with when we met, and it would be just one person. So I've never really felt that I had lots of friends around me. I have people around me that I feel connected with. And it's different to friendship. It feels more spontaneous, and there's more light in it, and it's much freer. So discernment is a way to be able to really perceive a situation and know that this isn't in alignment. It's not for my highest good. My heart doesn't resonate with this, whatever you're feeling in there. And I'm saying this because I know that there's lots of this going on just now on the planet, where people are changing their boundaries, they're moving beyond, they're living a life which is moving into a greater flow, but they can't see where they're going because they're not meant to see where we're going. So living without expectation, trusting that you're safe. And knowing that you are divinely connected and that you're guided in a way that feels where there's some reasoning behind it. It's there to help you, even though it might not feel helpful. These are all just words that kind of describe various situations I feel in everyone's lives. But we do have a sense of what is real. There's a feeling of, yeah, this is the way to go. So I'm just sending a blessing through this afternoon. We've had a really powerful week this past week of lots of energy shifting and realities changing, and changing in the moment. Time is shifting also. Our memory that we call memory, it's not the same. We have more spaciousness here in the mind and the brain. There's a lot of work going on there. And we're also feeling much more unified is the word that comes. Being unified with ourselves. And also feeling the discomfort. The discomfort comes in the body because the cells are changing. So, and sometimes it feels as if they've got stuck, or it's like, oh, okay, what can I do about this? I could talk about this for a long time, but I won't. I feel that the timeless and the feeling of movement are interconnected. And I said in a previous video that when anything's connected with time, then it can be uncomfortable and it can be painful. But when we move into the infinite and the timeless, then we're actually coming into a flow which is far greater than we've ever recognized. And also to remember that throughout history, we've never experienced this before. This is something completely new. Everything will blend and come into this freshness that I speak about and the newness of life. So it's really important not to hold on to anything in terms of grieving, anything that feels uncomfortable, where your perception is distorted. If you have any anxiety about a situation or about a person, it's really important not to hold on to it. And it's easy to say because you'll hold on to it until you can't hold on to it any longer. So it's this feeling of a presence within, and also something far greater is happening for the highest good of all. And that there is no separation there. We can't judge another person based on what we're feeling or we're experiencing, because it's not real. Everyone is free So I think I've said enough about that, but I wanted to share it. I'll leave it with you, and maybe it will help in some way. And I can maybe also follow it up with a meditation. So have a beautiful day, beautiful Sunday. Namaste.